Welcome to the August 25th, 2025 meeting of the Town of Barnstable Planning Board. Located here at Barnstable Town Hall, 367 Main Street, Hyannis, Mass. We're in the James H. Crocker Jr. hearing room located on the second floor, and it is 7 p.m. The meeting notice was previously filed with the town clerk. Application materials may be accessed through the Planning Board's website at townofbarnstable.us/boards/committees/planning board, or by contacting Karen Pina at karen.pina@town.barnstable.ma.us or calling 508-862-4064. Notice of recording: the meeting will be televised live via Xfinity Channel 8 or High Definition Channel 1072. It may also be accessed via the Government Access live stream on the Town of Barnstable's website, which is streaming85.townofbarnstable.us/cablecast public site. I will now inquire whether anyone else is taping, and if so, please make your presence known. Seeing none, we will call the meeting to order and introduce our board members and staff, starting with Matt.
Good evening, Matt Tague.
Michael.
Good evening, Michael Messinas.
Ray.
Ray Sexton, good evening.
And staff, we have Kyle.
Kyle Pedicini, Assistant Director of Planning and Development.
And Karen.
Karen Pina, Admin Assistant, Planning and Development.
And board member Tim.
Good evening, Tim O'Neill.
Welcome, Tim. And my name is Steve Robichaud. We'll start with general public comment. This is for public comment not related to any of the items on our agenda this evening. If anybody is here for any general public comment, please come forward at this time. Seeing none, we will move to our first item this evening, which is a special permit. Matt, do you want to read this one in?
Sure. Champ Homes, Inc. have supported a request for a special permit for the properties located at 75 and 83 School Street, Hyannis, for relief from parking requirements.
Excellent, thank you. And we have the applicant here. The board is in receipt of an updated drawing, which was updated today, August 25th.
Just as a point of order,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I think we need to have a motion to open the public hearing.
Thank you for that. Yes. Tim, will you make that motion?
Sure, I'd make a motion to open this public hearing.
Thank you. In a second.
Second.
Thank you very much. All those in favor: Matt?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Ray?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
And myself, Steve Robichaud, votes aye. Public meeting is open. We have the applicant here. If you could state your name for the record and take it away. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Adam Burnett. I'm the Executive Director of Champ Homes. I've got a very brief presentation. First of all, here with me tonight is Jim Danhausen, our board chair, Dan Ojala from Down Cape Engineering, and Allison Alessi from A3 Architects. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I forgot it wasn't a PowerPoint presentation. All right, so Champ Homes' mission is to provide transitional housing to adults on Cape Cod who are experiencing homelessness or housing instability within our safe, compassionate, and respectful community. We empower individuals by instilling self-confidence, hope, and faith through demonstrating essential life skills, providing vocational supports, and promoting self-advocacy. Since 1991, Champ Homes has been taking care of some of Cape Cod's most vulnerable, and over that time, it's estimated that over 3,000 people have called Champ Homes their home while they work hard to move past the factors that led to their housing instability. While at Champ Homes, each person is required to meet with care staff to develop a roadmap on how to achieve their goals. Everyone's encouraged to work, further their education, or volunteer in the community. They engage in chores and pay a community fee, creating a strong financial habits and teaching them how to budget. Over the past 3 years, 85% of our champs have moved on to long-term sustainable housing, and they're re-engaging with the community in a meaningful way. Our current campus sits on both sides of School Street. Our main headquarters is at 82 School Street, and this hosts 33 residential beds, offices, and many of our shared amenities. On the west side of School Street, we own 75, which has 7 units, 83, containing 6 units, and 83B, which has 3 units. Our campus is strategically located close to most providers, near several employers, and most importantly, very close to public transportation. Most of our champs use public transportation to get to work, to their volunteer opportunities, to school, and their providers if they're not within walking distance, as most of our champs don't actually own vehicles. We come here tonight seeking relief from the parking requirement that in the downtown neighborhood district is 1.2 spots per unit. Collectively, Champ Homes would have a total of 31 units, thus we're supposed to have 37 to 38 spots. In our proposed plan, we have 16 total spots, not including our two-car garage. 16 total spots is sufficient for Champ Homes population, again, as the vast majority of folks do not own vehicles. The proposed configuration that you'll see up on the screen consolidates Champ Homes to the west side of School Street only. The main building contains 15 double occupancy rooms, including 4 ADA compliant rooms. It eliminates all the deficiencies that exist in our current building and will reduce operating costs considerably. Additionally, the main building is versatile and can adapt to the changing needs of our population easily. Currently, we could theoretically have a wait list for women with 6 open men's beds, but no versatility to do anything about it. It centralizes all the shared amenities like our commercial kitchen, where staff, volunteers, and Champs themselves prepare dinners for our participants 5 nights a week. The campus hub also contains a computer room, a donation room, and a quiet reflection room. Champ Homes will need to continue occupying our space and operating during construction. And we will hire a project manager, and construction will take place between 8 and 5 daily. The space is tight, so a phased approach and off-site construction will probably be required. All areas of the construction will be fenced off for safety and security, and due to the nature of the site, workers will be required to park off-site. And I'll now pass it over to Dan Ojala from Down Cape Engineering to present the site plan to you.
Good evening. For the record, Dan Ojala, I'm a surveyor and civil engineer with Down Cape Engineering in Yarmouthport, and helping this good cause, Champ Homes, out with the civil site. My right-hand worker, Craig Ferrari, was the main engineer on this one. He's out on paternity leave right now. Welcome a new member to the Down Cape family, so that's exciting. So I'm a bit filling in for him tonight, but this is something that we used to work with Paul Hebert on many years ago, and always trying to help these guys out. This is, I think, a good proposal. The 15 bedrooms fits nicely in the back. Allison did a great job of siting the building. The parking seems to lay out well. We did visit with Historic, and they wanted the older garage that you see on sheet 3, the existing conditions. That's right up hard against the side setback where Bernie Kilroy has his office. We're going to move the historic portion of that down to the south. And it'll be actually room, if we want to double park some of the staff, we could always do that if we had a busy day. But these folks feel that's wholly adequate for the parking demand. That's the big ask here, is to reduce the demand. Again, while there's a number of bedrooms, the vast majority do not have cars and no need. And it's a very walkable campus. You're very close to Main Street and a lot of the amenities that are around the hospital and so forth. The latest change that you saw today, and I've got extra copies if you need them, we'll save the paper if you don't, but was just to introduce some pervious brick pavers. The staff had mentioned that lot coverage was not something that this board could waive. We thought we'd simply get a waiver, but we didn't find a vehicle for that, so we introduced a few thousand square foot of pervious pavers, and the lot coverage definition clearly says it's impervious that counts, so pervious would not count. And in that manner, we meet zoning with the introduction of those pervious pavers. The landscape is in pretty good shape. We've introduced a decent landscape plan. Staff helped out with that a bit. There's existing trees out front. The streetscape will remain. We're improving the sidewalks with ADA curb cuts where now they're not sufficient. Full 25-foot and 15-foot radiuses in and out. We worked with the fire department to make sure even their biggest ladder could make it through here and turn around. We put ladder-style crosswalks per the town standard across the driveways. So we worked through a few different revisions, as you can see, with site plan review and planning staff to come to a good solution here. And we think it's a reasonable request. Again, I think the relief is down to the rear yard setback is with the zoning board, but it's over 10 feet, which is pretty reasonable. Many of the zones allow less than that, or 10 in this area. And that parking demand, which again, this is a special and unique site, and we do feel that we would warrant that waiver. So Would respectfully request that, and Allison here is the architect to answer any questions if you have them on the building, or I could do my best with any site and civil questions. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you very much. Great proposal, appreciate it. Just a couple notes. First off, any motion, per usual, we'll be reading the findings and just mentioning, referencing the conditions. One condition, though, needs to be updated, and that's condition number 1 on page 3. Simply noting that the most recent plan was last revised on August 25th, 2025. All right, so that condition number 1 on page 3, again, should read last revised August 25th, 2025. All right, and again, an affirmative motion, read the findings, and reference the conditions. So, before I make any comments, Kyle, do you have anything to add?
Nothing beyond the staff report that the board is in receipt of.
Fantastic. As Kyle said, we are in receipt of staff report dated August 18th, 2025. But great proposal. The site plan is well laid out. This is a wonderful organization doing wonderful work here in town. Based on the demographic and what's been described, for me, the one ask here is a reduction in required parking, which again seems completely reasonable to me. So overall, just great presentation, great job. Comments, questions, concerns from the board? I'll get to you, Ray, sorry. Matt?
I just have two really kind of housekeeping issues. On the draft findings, if you're withdrawing the request for relief for site coverage, we should note that it's not an issue, right? They've submitted a plan compliant with the site coverage requirements. I believe that would be since the application came in asking for relief, I think we should note that it is not granted and they've met the requirements of the zoning. Finding number 9, on the draft conditions, there's a number 3, it says the special permit modification. My understanding, this is a new application. This is not a modification of an existing special permit. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That's a typo.
Yep, I'm just making sure there wasn't some old special permit on the property that we were referencing. So other than that, I'm good. I hope you guys do great work, and I think it's a great addition to the town. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Matt, and that is duly noted. I agree with both those. Thank you. Michael?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Ray?
Just one quick question, Dan. The proposed new building, is it a one-story or is it more than one story? You see the notation first floor?
Yeah.
So I said, wait a minute
Correct. I
now.
believe we've got a basement and 2 levels, is it? Or-
It's a partial base. Allison Alessi. Oops, thank you. Allison Alessi, A3 Architects. It has 2, a main level and a second floor, and the basement is partial full and partial crawl space.
So now what would the second floor be used for?
The second floor is bedrooms and bathrooms.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
So 15 bedrooms between the first and second floor.
Right.
Great. Thank you for that. Any other questions, comments? All set? Okay, Tim?
No questions. It's a great project, and I think it's a good candidate for a special permit and something that this board should be happy to get behind.
I agree.
Yeah, well said. Thank you. Great. Anything further from the applicant or staff before we look for a vote? Public, okay.
No,
Any
that
members of the
sounds
public
good.
here to?
Would absolutely withdraw that request for the lot coverage as it's not needed to the extent that we need to.
Understood. I appreciate that. We're going to put that in as a finding. Any members of the public, please come forward and head to the microphone, state your name for the record. And thank you so much for your comments.
Ken Stout, 89 Lewis Bay Road. So we were adjacent to the other side of the property. My only concern is parking. And the concern is multi-phase because we're so close to the Steamboat Authority, which sometimes gives us challenges in parking at 89. We also have the new development across the street, across South Street, which may or may not also put some pressure on parking in the area. And so my question really is, 16 spaces, is it enough for the staff and those residents that may have cars that come? And so I don't know how many staff people are on the property at a maximum, and I'd like to ask that question. So we know that we have enough staff parking as well as how much overflow parking is there possibly going to be for members or for the clients of GEMP.
Yeah, understood. I appreciate that. And I would put that to the applicant, if you don't mind, from an operational standpoint. Could you talk to us about the staff you expect to be on site on a daily basis? And is this site staffed by any member of your team day and night? Is there measures that will be in place to prevent some wayward parking?
So thank you for your question, first of all. I've been there 8 years, and in my 8 years, we've, first of all, never been completely to capacity. We come up right against capacity often. I've never had a situation where more than a quarter of the champs ever have a vehicle. So if we were completely full at 48, that would result in 12 full parking spots. We have 6 staff when fully staffed. However, we're only there Monday through Friday during the day when most of the champs are working. So 6 of them leave, we come in, and still only 10, maybe 12 spots are filled at any given time. We've never come up against it. And in terms of the wayward parking, because we're set back from the road and not visible, our parking lot, and where this new design plan is also set back and behind a building, no one even knows that the parking is there, so thankfully we don't have to deal with that too frequently.
Yeah,
No parking poachers?
Very infrequently.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like the way the design is laid out, that those will not be very visible. Will there be signage just stating that unauthorized parking will result in a tow?
We certainly can. We've never had to, and I've never had to tow a vehicle in 8 years.
Wow,
But
okay.
if that is, if that's valuable, then we can certainly do it.
Understood.
Okay. It does sound like something you plan to take seriously.
My concern is the
Go ahead.
unauthorized parking on 89 Lewis Bay Road, not on their property, because that's where the overflow would come to, that portion of the lot that's right on School Street.
Sure.
So is your question whether we are going to be overflowing into your lot?
That's
Okay.
the concern, that if you're maximum, or if you're over your maximum, you say 6 plus 12 is 18, so it's slightly over your number of
We have
parking
one,
spots.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We have 1 day per year where we go over the amount of parking, and that's our garden day, when we beautify our campus, plant a bunch of plants, spread a bunch of mulch. And for 8 years running, I've called over to the complex, their condo complex, and said, hey, would you mind if we park 5-6 vehicles there for 2 hours? And it's never been a concern. So I'm happy to continue with that relationship, but if that relationship can't continue, then we'll certainly find, for that 1 day a year for 2 hours, parking elsewhere. It's in the off season too, so I'm certain it won't be difficult early May.
Okay. Understood. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, any other members of the public wish to speak at this time? Seeing none, we can close the public hearing. I move to close the public hearing. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Matt. All those in favor, Matt?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Ray?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
And myself, Steve Robichaud, votes aye. The public hearing is closed. Any final questions, comments, concerns before we look for a motion? Okay, Matt, do you have a motion for us?
I do. I move that we approve the special permit request for, I want to get 75 and 83 School Street, subject to the following findings. The property is located at 75 and 83 School Street, Hyannis, and is shown on Assessor's Map 327, Parcel 249 and 258 in the downtown neighborhood zoning district. The applicant, Champ Homes LLC, seeks a special permit pursuant to Section 240-24.1.5 C2. The applicant is proposing 16 parking spaces where a minimum of 38 are required. The planning board finds that the issuance of the special permit is consistent with the design and infrastructure plan, and that the development meets the following criteria: provide housing that supports a mix of income levels and provides both ownership and rental housing. The application falls under the category specifically accepted in the ordinance for a grant of a special permit. The Section 240-24.1.5C2 allows the planning board to provide relief on minimum parking requirements by a special permit. Number 5, after an evaluation of the evidence presented, the proposal fulfills the spirit and intent of the zoning ordinance and would not represent a substantial detriment to the public good or the neighborhood affected. Finding number 6, the applicant for this project has been approved by formal site plan review on June 5th, 2025. Finding number 7, lesser parking spaces are shown to be adequate to give special circumstances, including characteristics of use and validating normal methods of calculating parking demand. Finding number 8, the proposed repairs, alterations, and/or expansion are not substantially more detrimental to the surrounding neighborhood. Finding number 9, the applicant has submitted a site plan dated 8/25/25, which meets the current site coverage requirements, so relief is no longer needed. I would also, in the motion, suggest a list of draft conditions. Condition number 1, that the relief granted shall be substantially in conformance with the plan with the record plans entitled Layout/Landscape Plan of 75 and 83 School Street, Hyannis, last revised 8/25/25 by Down Cape Engineering, Inc. Condition number 2, the special permit shall apply to 75 and 83 School Street, Hyannis, Mass., Champ Homes LLC, map 327, parcels 249 and 258. Condition number 3, the special permit shall allow for the reduction of parking requirements. The applicant shall provide 16 parking spaces where 38 are required. Number 4, informal site plan review conditions of approval are hereby incorporated into this decision. Number 5, the proposed redevelopment shall represent full build-out of the lot, and further expansion of the structure is prohibited without prior approval from the board. Condition 6, the decision shall be recorded at the Barnstable Registry of Deeds and copies submitted to the Planning Board and Building Division prior to issuance of any building permit and commencement of use. Condition 7, the rights of this special permit must be exercised within 2 years from the date it is filed with the clerk's office.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you very much. And do we have a second on that motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, Michael. All those in favor? Matt?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Ray?
Aye.
Tim? Aye. And myself, Steve Robichaud, votes aye. The motion carries. Thank you very much.
Good luck. Great project.
Thank you very
Well
much.
said. Okay, moving along, we've got some general correspondence. Chapter 91 notice for 251 Green Dunes Drive in Barnstable. Myerzwa for a dock, pier, and ramp. Chapter 91 notice for 97 Willow Run, Centerville. This is for Roach, and it's a pier. Chapter 91 application for 190 Connors Road, Centerville. Catagnani for a dock. Chapter 91 application 90 Short Beach Road, Centerville. Cody for a bulkhead and stone revetment. Discussion, Kyle, we're going to have a quick discussion on the recreation and open space stakeholder meeting. As we've talked about in the past, we've got funding approved for updating our open space and recreation plan. And Kyle, could you chat about that a little bit?
Yeah, that's correct, Mr. Chair. The town is in the process of updating the open space and recreation plan for the town, so we're working with our consultant. So first off, we'll be kicking off the process with a kickoff open house this Thursday, the 28th, which all are welcome to attend at 6 p.m. So we're going to be having kind of an explanation of why the plan's important, what the process is to update it, and we're going to be hearing from the public about different priorities for recreational amenities at our different areas in town and open space improvements as well. And then in conjunction with this update, we'll also be holding stakeholder interviews with key stakeholders in the community. So we're looking for 1 or 2 volunteers from the planning board to participate. It's going to be a Zoom meeting. These are going to be taking place on September 4th. I believe that's a Wednesday. So the group that we're looking for this group to participate in is the recreation group, which will be taking place from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on September 4th via Zoom. And I actually, if anyone's interested, I have some draft stakeholder interview questions. They're pretty general about, they're going to be about recreation and open space, obviously. So if anyone's interested, I can share the draft questions. But on that, we're looking for 1 or 2 representatives from the planning board who might be available and willing to participate via Zoom.
Great, appreciate that. I'm going to volunteer simply because it's very related to, obviously, the CPC, and what we're doing for the CPC. So we'll look for 1 or 2 other volunteers if anybody's interested. We don't want to go beyond that just because then we run into quorum issues.
I'm sorry, this is September what?
September 4th.
And we don't necessarily need an answer now, we just would let Kyle know. But again, we don't want to exceed really 3. So,
What time is it at?
I think 9?
9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I would also note this is definitely not your only opportunity to participate. We have the open house on Thursday. We're also going to be having another public meeting probably in October as the process continues to unfold. But this is just kind of for initial feedback on the process.
So there we go. So keep it in mind, we'll do first come, first serve. If you'd like to join for the Zoom, let Kyle know. Kyle, put my name down, and then obviously the in-person open house, we're all welcome to attend as well. Okay, Kyle, any staff updates for us?
Yes, I do have some staff updates. First off, the local comprehensive plan had a first read at the last town council meeting.
Nice.
So it'll be reviewed at their next meeting on September 4th. In addition to the open space public meeting this week that I previously mentioned, we also have a Great Streets public meeting. So that's on the return to two-way travel in the downtown. That's going to be on Wednesday, the 27th at 6 p.m. in this room. That's to present the 75% design work on the project and for folks to look at the designs and ask questions. So that'll be an interesting meeting.
What time was it?
At 6 p.m. At the last town council meeting, they also had the first read on 6 zoning articles that would be referred to you guys. That's 4 downtown Hyannis zoning articles, 1 on commercial parking, commercial vehicle parking, and 1 on home occupation. So you guys will be hearing those at your meeting on September 22nd. And then lastly, the town council held a workshop at their last meeting to talk about the possibility of nominating the Hyannis Growth Incentive Zone as a district of critical planning concern. So if you're interested in learning more about that topic, Jim gave a whole workshop on it and explained the process and the implications of that. And the town council continued their discussion to the next meeting on September 4th on that topic.
Got it. Okay, excellent. Any questions, comments for Kyle? Okay, moving along. We'll look to approve some minutes. The July 28th, 2025 draft minutes is ready for approval. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes of July 28th, 2025.
Thank you, Tim. In a second.
Second it.
Thank you, Michael. All those in favor? Matt?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Ray?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
And myself, Steve Robichaud, votes aye. Minutes are approved. Future meetings, September 8th and September 22nd at 7 p.m. Anything before we adjourn? Okay, I move to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you, Matt. All those in favor, Matt?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Ray?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
And myself, Steve Robichaud, votes aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.